Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Raeann, but you can call me Ray. Today's video is going to be a foundation video, which I love foundation videos. I just love when a new foundation comes out. I don't know what it is. Foundation and concealer, whenever a new one comes out, I'm like, I need it. Like, I need to know if it's good. So this foundation was something that kind of surprised everyone because no one knew about it. Milani came out with a new foundation. This is the foundation right here. So it comes in 45 different shades and it retails for $13.99. So that's a decent amount more than their other foundations, I think. I want to say the other one, like the 2-in-1, is like maybe $8 or something. It is a couple dollars more, I think, than that one. And I really like that one. So this is the Screen Queen Natural Finish foundation. I totally thought I was gonna say Scream Queens, like, I don't know, that's what comes to mind every time. I got the shade 200, so it's Nude Beige. I think, okay, I'm just guessing. Hopefully I guessed right. They went from nude, warm, and cool, I think. I think that's how it was worded. Let me check. So I did take a picture of the display because I don't know, I like doing stuff like that. So, and this one, like, everything was there. Like, no one had even bought anything yet. I'm pretty sure I was the first one that bought it at that store. Nude, cool, and warm. And then I was stuck between getting this shade, which is the Nude Beige, or warm shell. They were right next to each other. I do have a warm undertone, but I don't really like getting warm foundations or concealers unless there is no neutral option. I just always prefer to get a neutral one just because I don't like the fact that it could oxidize and end up looking really yellow or really pink if you got the cool one. So I always try to go for neutral. So this is the one that I got. It does have 1 fluid ounce in here, which is pretty standard for foundations. I also like to compare that whenever a new foundation comes out. So for instance, the Stay Naked foundation by Urban Decay, that one's 1 fluid ounce, so this one right here. And it's so interesting to see like how much different the bottles are and then how much product actually comes in them. So even though they're shaped totally differently, they have the same amount of product. And then this one is also 1 fluid ounce. So, but anyways, the thing about this foundation is it's supposed to have like digital blue light filter to like help protect you from your phone screen, like the light from your phone screen. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how that works. I was trying to think about that last night. Like, is that a real, like, can a foundation do that? I don't know. We'll just go with it, say, because that's pretty cool. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get into it. And I do think I'm just going to apply the, should I do half and half? Like 1/2 beauty blender, 1/2 brush. We'll try it, even though I don't like doing my foundation with a brush. We'll just do it. So let's see, natural finish foundation. For some reason I thought, okay, so it says luminous natural skin finish, buildable light to medium coverage, long wearing. Okay, so that's something good to know. And then it does have a pump, which is amazing. I don't know why you wouldn't have a pump for foundation. Unless it was like one of those squeezy bottles, but okay, so this is what the bottle looks like up close. This packaging is really, really nice. And the lid is kind of plasticky, which, I mean, doesn't really matter, but just so you guys know. Anyways, this is the pump, so again, amazing. I mean, I don't mind the like squeezy tube. Here, I'll just show you guys how much I'm gonna put on here, if it ever comes out. Having this issue when I went to the store too. I was swatching them just to kind of see what one was going to be better for me, and definitely took forever. So I'm going to start with this amount right here. It technically was a couple pumps, but I think it was mainly that way because I was just trying to get the product to come out, so I wanted to make sure I had enough. Okay, so I'm going to start with this side and we'll do the beauty blender on this side. and I did prime my skin already. I decided to use the same primer for the whole thing. I used the Matte Putty Primer by e.l.f. and then I also used my Milani setting spray on top of that. So I put the primer on, had that on for a couple minutes, and then sprayed the setting spray. I've just been trying that technique. So I wanted to do that today too. Am I amazing and just got my shade or what? I think I did. I'm trying to split it like as evenly as possible between this side and the other side. Because we'll just do Beauty Blender on this side, brush on the other. But I'm pretty sure I got my shade. So actually is looking really nice so far, at least from here. Yeah, this is really like, I feel like it has a decent amount of coverage. Definitely not full coverage, but I don't really have any problems on my skin right now. Let's see, do I have any crazy pimples? I don't think so. I don't really have anything going on with my skin right now, so there isn't really much to try to cover up other than my normal like pigmentation issues, but so far this is looking pretty good. Oh, one thing I wanted to tell you guys, because I felt really silly when I did this. After work yesterday, I decided to go to Ulta to see if they had this foundation, because I slowly started to see some posts about it. And by posts, I literally mean like 2. And basically, I went to see if they had it. I didn't even call or anything because there's an Ulta really close to my work. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go. You know, it's fine. I'll go. It's gonna add a tiny bit more just to see what that does. So, I just showed up because this Ulta is like a really, really nice one. It's kind of in like a really, not like super fancy area, but it's in a nice area and it's just a nice Ulta. Like, it's always really clean. It's pretty small. It's kind of not that busy. Like, I feel like whenever I've gone, there's not really that many people there. It's just super like quiet, okay? So I went there and they didn't have it. So I got in my car and I called a different Ulta and I asked if they had it, and the girl was like, yeah, we do. I literally responded with, and like kind of loud too, I was like, we do? I was so excited that they had it that I immediately was like, all right, I'm gonna go. There was a lot of traffic, so I was like, I'm just gonna go before I actually go home because my commute home is kind of long. Usually it's like about a little over an hour. So anyways, but I thought it was really funny that I literally was like, instead of you do, like, oh, you guys have it? I was like, we do? Okay, so let's take a look at what that's looking like so far. Try to make sure that everything looks good. Okay, so I just need to kind of try to blend out this right here. But so far, this is actually looking pretty good. Like, it literally just looks like a nicer version of my skin. So, okay, so let's go ahead and try it with a brush. I am not a brush person when it comes to foundation, so don't judge me, okay? Okay, and I used basically majority of that on the other side of my face. So I'm just going to take a little bit more. I definitely feel like this side of my face is kind of not like my problem side, but I do have a little bit of rosacea. It's definitely not as bad as what it was before. It's definitely calmed down, but my rosacea is definitely more prominent on this side of my face for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. So I guess it was good to do the brush on this side because brushes are supposed to give you fuller coverage, but this is actually looking pretty good. You can still see my like pigmentation in there. I don't know what side I'm liking better. And I'm adding more foundation just because I think I put more on the other side, so I'm just trying to match how much I have on the other side. I like the way this feels like after you put foundation on, like kind of just patting everything out. I think I need a little bit more foundation on my forehead. Okay, so this probably has a lot to do with the fact that I'm not really that, I don't use the brush that often for my foundation, but I don't know if you guys can see. Feels like it's building up on my nose a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the foundation, just a tiny bit more, on my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna add it in with this because we attempted to use a brush. We're gonna stick to what we know and love, okay? How many of you use a beauty blender? Do you use a beauty blender or do you use a brush? I don't know. Just, I like asking you guys questions. I don't know if you guys are ever going to answer me because okay, let's have a discussion. Do you use a beauty blender or a brush? I actually used to use a brush for the longest time. Ever since I kind of figured out how a beauty blender works, I use that instead. Okay, so let me just make sure everything is nice and blended and that we look good, and then I'll show you guys what we're looking like. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys in a little bit closer so you can see everything. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. I'm just gonna bring up my mirror so I can kind of see it a little bit better. So far, let's see. Okay, so far I think it actually looks pretty good. I'm trying to see, let's see. It's definitely a light to medium coverage. It definitely, you can see like my redness in here and like right in here. So you can definitely see through, like it's not like sheer, but it's definitely not like a full coverage, but it does say light to medium, so maybe I could build it up a little bit more. I don't think this looks bad necessarily. If I take a little bit of concealer, I'm pretty sure it would look good. Like it would kind of just give you a very natural, like, is your skin perfect or are you actually wearing foundation kind of look. So far, I like the finish of it. I think it looks pretty. Like literally when I'm looking at it, it doesn't really look like I'm wearing makeup, like if that makes sense. Like I can obviously tell that, you know, I am, because my skin would look totally different if I didn't have this on. Like you would see a lot more of the pigmentation and stuff. But it looks very natural. Like it looks natural and fresh, and like I said, it looks like I'm not really like the no makeup look. You know, you guys know what that is. At first it kind of reminded me of the Stay Naked foundation by Urban Decay. Like at least that's what it feels like it's looking like on me right now. But the Urban Decay one is a lot more full coverage, so we'll just say that. But similar like finish wise, and I feel like it's giving me a similar look to what that gives me, but this is just less coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup, and then I will be back later in the day. I am gonna do a wear test, probably a decent amount of time, almost like 8 to 10 hours, probably like 10 to 12. So I'm gonna do a wear test. I'm not gonna pop back in before. I'm just gonna finish getting ready and go to work. So I will come back at the end of the day and show you guys what everything is looking like. I will say, I don't know how well you guys can see, but the nose, I kind of had a problem blending it out on my nose. I don't know if that was kind of the primer or the application. I think it definitely seems like it's sinking into my pores on my nose, so I might have to use a different primer for that. And then also this side just feels like I think I lost coverage on this side. I don't know if it was because I was using a brush or what, but I tried to take a little bit more and like tap over my nose to kind of add more coverage. So that's the only kind of negative thing that I have to say right now. Other than that, I don't think it looks bad at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and I will see you guys later. Okay, so I'm back. It has been 12 hours. 12 hours. I don't even know how to follow up with that. So it's been 12 hours. I know it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. That's kind of what I'm gonna start with. Basically, I have oily areas of my face, okay? I can't help it. I didn't touch up anything at all. I just don't do that for foundation videos. I feel like if you really want to know how something works, you want to see what it's going to look like if you didn't touch it up at all. Like during a normal day, if I was wearing my makeup for 12 hours, at some point I would blot, I would maybe do a little bit of powder, especially since I am a little on the oily side. I would do those things. I don't do those things for the foundation reviews because I want you guys to see what everything looks like. My skin is going to be different than yours. I do have kind of combo oily skin, but I mean in here and in here for sure are my problem areas. So just wanted to show you guys how everything wears, knowing that I have those things that could potentially happen, like these little oily pits, okay? Oily pits. But you know, I think it's just a good thing to kind of be able to see, because if you do have similar skin type to me, you'd be able to see how it kind of looks throughout the day. This is a more luminous foundation, so of course it's going to look something like this at the end of the day for me. It's just what happens with my skin. So that being said, is it a deal breaker for me? No, it's not, because I already know how to combat that stuff, you know. And I didn't have a full like moment to do like all of my makeup. I didn't even powder at the end. I didn't even set anything. That's how, you know, that's just kind of how today went. So, and I usually don't do that for foundation videos anyways, just because, I don't know, because I feel like it really gives you kind of the idea of what it's going to be like with your skin. I don't know. We're going to keep going down that road, so we're just going to stop there. Yes, I look oily. If I would have blotted, it definitely would have looked a lot better. I do want to say that I felt like the application on my nose was kind of weird. Of course, that could have been me, but it felt like it was sticking to some areas and separating on others. And the only thing I can think of, if it's not the foundation, then it's possibly the primer that I used. I didn't notice it in any other area of my face, really. So that's the reason why I was kind of thinking that it was the foundation. Or, I mean, honestly, it could be either of those two things. I don't know, but it just had a weird look on my nose. There are some areas where it's a little more cakey than others. Could it have been my application? Sure, yeah, maybe, but I'm just telling you guys what I see now at the end of the day. Whether it's the foundation or whether it could possibly be something else, this is what my face looks like, you know? So I'll get you guys in a little bit closer. So I don't know how well you can see everything, but like I said, like there's some areas on my nose where it felt like it was gravitating towards, and then other areas where it was like, no, I don't want to be there. My kind of chin area and right in here, it felt a little cakey, like it was kind of doing the same thing. You know, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna zoom you guys out now. Well, okay, we'll just finish looking at everything. So this is the forehead situation. This is everything else. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm definitely interested in wearing this foundation again. I feel like there's other things that I could do with it, other primers and stuff I could try. The original, or the first application, I actually kind of liked how everything looked. Like, I thought it looked pretty good. I didn't really have any complaints with how it looked in the morning. I thought it looked like fresh. It looked like my skin. It was not a full coverage by any means. It doesn't claim to be. It was just a nice coverage. Like, and by nice coverage, I mean it just looked fresh. Like, it just looked nice, you know? It just looked like one of those no makeup days where, like, it looked like your skin, to where, like, it wasn't hiding everything, but it was hiding enough to where everything looked good. Like, you could still see some, like, pigmentation through and everything. That's fine. I'm sure I could even, like, if I did the same amount of application that I did today and then just did more concealer or something, then it would probably have looked totally different. So, and like, overall, I'll say, no, this doesn't look perfect. Yes, there are things that I can do to kind of change that for next time, but it is a good thing to know and what I can do next time. And yeah, I'm trying to think. I am actually excited to wear it again. Like, I know it doesn't look that great right now, but I can't just write off something like immediately, and I really thought it looked good in the morning. So, you know, no, it doesn't look great right now. Most of my foundations wouldn't look great right now anyways, regardless of, even if it was like my favorite. If I didn't blot it or powder or anything, it probably wouldn't, it probably looks similar to this. That's just my face. I don't know. So far, I'm still interested in this foundation. Definitely would do some work on these oily spots, but I really like the way it looked in the morning. Do I like the way it looks now? No, but I usually don't look like the way my makeup looks after 12 hours and being exhausted. So, and the one thing I will say is I touch my face a lot. So that's probably where a lot of the, like, loose coverage spots come from, because I literally, like, you can't see it necessarily, but at one point I literally was going like this. So, you know, could just be me. Anyways, overall, super fast. What I think so far is, so far, I actually kind of like it. And I'm going to say kinda because I need to wear it more. But I feel like I did a good job with the color. I feel like this is definitely the color that I would wear. The other one probably would have made me a little too, like, warm, and maybe had, I don't know if it would have oxidized or anything like that. So I don't really feel like this oxidized. Maybe it did. I don't think so. I really don't think it did, actually. But I think that this looks good. Like, it literally looks like my skin. So that itself is just like, you know what? It's kind of cool. No, it doesn't look great right now, but overall, I'm going to use this again. I will probably use it tomorrow. Like, I'm excited to keep working with it, and then if I can make it look any different, kind of powder and everything like that, after doing like a full face of makeup and everything looks good and it kind of wears nicely throughout the day, and I am able to like kind of touch everything up and it still looks good after like 12 hours, then I would totally keep using it. Like, there would be no reason why I wouldn't. So far, it's not bad. It's not my favorite right now, but not right now. Basically, to be continued. This is just a first impression. So right now, I'm liking it, kinda. I don't know. We'll go from there. Like, I'm leaning towards liking it, you know? Does that make sense? Pretty much my thoughts all in 11 minutes of filming. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this so far. I'm excited to try a couple different primers and do a full face of makeup and all of that fun stuff and see how everything looks, and then that'll determine if this is something that I'll be using on a daily basis. We'll just go from there. I'll let you guys know and I'll keep you guys updated. That's pretty much all I can say for now. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead, so I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.